Let's talk about 6 of my favorite desserts. Now, first of all, you don't have to skip out on dessert, but you gotta know which desserts you love are gonna love you back. Now, one of the easiest ways to satisfy your dessert craving is to make avocado ice cream. Now, I make my very own mint chocolate chip ice cream using avocados. Now, you can find the recipe right here on my YouTube channel. Now, why do I love it? Because incredibly easy to make. It's avocados and chocolate chips and allulose, and it's so easy. Now, if you have a Ninja ice cream maker at home, it's so easy, it's ridiculous. But an ice cream machine isn't necessary. All you need is a blender and a freezer, and you're ready to go. Same thing, an avocado chocolate mousse. You're going to get the creaminess you're looking for in these decadent desserts with the use of avocado rather than the use of cream. And you're going to get a lot less sugar content. But the mouthfeel, which is what we're looking for in ice creams and mousse, is literally exactly the same as ice cream. Number 2, one of the things that impresses me, particularly in France and Italy, is that a dessert course is usually a fermented cheese course. And yes, sometimes it's presented with a few nuts, walnuts, maybe a few pieces of dried apricot, but it's the cheese course that is the dessert in so many restaurants. When we go to people's homes, it's the cheese course that's really hyped at the end of the dessert. Now, what are the best sorts of cheeses? First of all, I've talked and written a lot about this. Fermented cheeses break down the casein molecule that many of us react to in dairy. Even some of my patients react to casein A2, which is present in goat and sheep and water buffalo, and in Italian and French cows. But fermentation also adds the cherry on the top in that you get lots of polyamines. Now, polyamines are postbiotics that absolutely promote longevity. Cheeses, fermented cheeses like Parmesan Reggiano, like Pecorino, like Manchego, like Brie, are really a great way to finish off a meal. And that's dessert. One of my favorites is basil seed pudding. Now, I know you've heard of chia seed pudding, but basil is part of the mint family. And basil seeds have some amazing polyphenols that make them so much better than chia seeds. Sadly, chia seeds promote inflammation. Unfortunately, they have lectins. But basil seeds act exactly like chia seeds. They make that kind of mucusy layer around them. So I'll show you how to make it. You can watch on the video. You mix basil seeds with water. You can add some cocoa powder and allulose, stir it around, and you get a really great sweet chocolatey version of a basil seed pudding. So if you're a pudding fan, if you're a tapioca pudding fan, this is your go-to easy dessert. And I've never met anyone who just doesn't love it. How about making chocolate bark? Get a cookie sheet and line it with fruit like pomegranate seeds or blackberries or raspberries sliced in half. Then melt some extra dark chocolate and pour it over the fruit. Freeze it. When it's frozen, you can break it apart and enjoy. Now, you can really get creative with this. Personally, I like to add nuts to this mixture. Particularly, I'm a fan of pistachios, which works very well with this. But if you want to go with hazelnuts, fun fact, hazelnuts are kind of the almonds of Europe. And you will see chocolate hazelnut bark everywhere. So get yourself some roasted hazelnuts. By the way, the peel on the hazelnuts is loaded with polyphenols, and put that in your bark. Have fun with this, but just make sure you're using extra dark chocolate at least 72%. Personally, I use 85%, but it's a taste thing. All right, how about a popsicle? Now, these take a little bit of prep, but they're so worth it. So all you need is wild blueberries, balsamic vinegar, some plain coconut yogurt, some allulose as the sweetener, a little bit of lemon juice, and vanilla extract. Now, I'll drop the recipe in the description below. Now, why do I like it? Well, what's not to like about a popsicle? But the problem with these regular popsicles is they're just a sugar sickle. This stuff is great for you. It's a fermented food. It's got a little bit of fruit. You've got allulose, which actually lowers your blood sugar. You've got allulose that feeds good gut bacteria. And once you learn how to do it, it's really easy to do. And then you keep them in the freezer. And they're a really great go-to dessert that's quick, easy, and delicious. Dark chocolate. Now, you can't go wrong with this. So how do you find the highest quality chocolate? You want to look for at least 72% cacao solids. And luckily, most of the good chocolates now tell you what's in there. Now, what about the sweeteners? There's a lot of options. There are chocolates like Lily's that use stevia, but we're increasingly seeing chocolates that are made with allulose. And allulose, as I mentioned before, is really my favorite sweetener because, number one, it's a true sugar that does not raise blood sugar. It feeds gut bacteria and actually, in human studies, lowers blood sugar. And we're beginning to see chocolate made with allulose, so be on the lookout for it. In general, the higher the percentage of cacao, the less the sugar. Work your way up. Most people, even when they start, think that 72% is pretty doggone bitter. But give yourself a square, let it melt in your mouth. It's going to last a lot longer that way. And you'll be surprised how just one square is really satisfying. Then work your way up. Go up to 80, 85, 90. There's even 100% chocolate out there. Not my favorite, but I tend to cut off at about 95. But do what you like. One way to really use this extra dark chocolate is to use it to make my avocado mint ice cream or make bark with then some fruit. So there's so many ways to use chocolate. And the easiest way is just keep some in your refrigerator and have a square as your dessert. How much is too much? I got news for you. You can easily overdo chocolate, as anybody knows. Try to limit yourself to an ounce of extra dark chocolate. If you're getting those thick bars, that's one of those squares. If you're getting really skinny bars, most of those bars are 2.5 to 3 ounces. So one of those bars really ought to be about 3 servings. So now that you know that, that's kind of where you cut yourself off. More amazing episodes just like this one. Watch now.